Good morning, guys, or afternoon, whenever you are catching this. My name is Lindsay, one of the partners and coaches running this small, intimate chat thread to share more about the opportunity. But the best way for you to see a vision is probably by hearing our stories, which are going to be a lot different. Um, I sometimes always overthink this, and it's really not that difficult to share my life and story. So I'll try and keep it short, sweet, simple, and hopefully maybe one thing clicks with you, maybe another thing resonates with you. But here it goes. So, life story in a nutshell. I used to be a soccer athlete. I played soccer for probably 20 plus years of my life, which meant that I never had to worry about anything fitness related because I was always going to soccer trainings and playing in tournaments and games and things like that. Like that was my bread and butter for fitness. And post college athlete, um, I ended up going to cosmetology school. And when I was in cosmetology school, I was always in the mindset of doing school and then working another job to pay for my bills. So I didn't have a lot of time. I found myself sometimes going to the gym every now and again, but I was never really consistent. Um, I was kind of all over the place. And over time, graduated cosmetology school, got into a salon in Missouri, which is where I'm from, by the way. I don't live in Missouri anymore. Thank God. But I was in a salon in Missouri, and all I was doing was waking up, rushing to work, pouring into people, leaving work, going and having some beers, playing with my dog, making dinner, going to bed, rinse and repeat. And that wasn't sustainable for me. And I read it in my book the other day where we have two lives, the one we're living and then the one we're capable of living. And I felt like I wanted to share that with you guys because that was the life I was living. But I have so much more to give than to just do daily things, right? And I think a lot of you that are here probably feel that same way. There's something else that you would love to be doing, and that might be this. But, anyways, cosmetology school. Worked there for 3 years in Missouri and finally took the plunge and moved to Colorado. Now, I had no friends out here. I just always wanted to live more of an adventurous lifestyle. And when I moved out to Colorado, I didn't mountain bike yet. I didn't rock climb yet. I didn't ski. I was a snowboarder. And anyways, you get the drift. So now I'm in Colorado. And what I was doing then is I was utilizing snowboarding as my workout. And I hit a wall eventually. And again, if you don't work out, you're not cross training, you end up leading to, at least for me, injuries and injuries that took me out for over a year. And it freaking sucked. Um, Tore out my ACL, my meniscus, my MCL, my LCL. It was a disaster. Two back-to-back knee surgeries. And I realized that I needed to do something different. And what I found myself, and this is kind of how it all unwinds, and I can kind of get a little bit more into where I'm at now. But basically I was sitting on the couch rehabbing my knee, and I was looking at athletes and I realized oh my god, all these snowboarders, all these skiers, all these blank, they're all doing other things to cross train to be strong for their activity of choice. So that was a light bulb that went off for me first. The second one was I was following my good friend now and mentor Carly, and she was at the time, so this is 5 years ago, she's in a tiny home with not a lot of space, lifting weights, getting it freaking done within 30 to 40 minutes. And I was like, I live in a tiny home. And if you've known me for a little bit and seen me through transitions, this is a condo we bought. We used to live in a different home from this. We also used to live in a smaller home from that. And I would lift my weights and they would touch the ceiling. And that was my definition of a tiny home. Like, I didn't have a lot of space, but she made me see that I could make it happen. And so it kind of snowballs from there. If you will. And I decided, you know what? Screw it. I have medical bills. I don't have a lot of money to my name. I'm working my ass off with different jobs, trying to like hobble around, still doing hair, still working at the resort. Like it was a wild mess. I didn't really have more time to give, but I knew that something had to change. And that was when I decided to just fork over $180. And what's wild is like clients and friends and family members of mine now that start today or have started recently, they gain so many more tools than what I had. And I think that's like my passion too with like being a partner with Body is I want to have that community of women who want to do more in life than just freaking coast by. The people that want to adventure and be strong for those things. So like I just love the community so much. It is the bread and butter of why I keep going. But anyways, August 12th, I think, 2018, signed up, filled out the form, wasn't cleared by PT yet, and I started doing a lifting program. And I just decided, you know what, enough is enough. That means I have to get up earlier to get it done. And what my coach, mentor, partner, whatever friend, she encouraged me to do because I naturally signed up as a coach. I was like, oh my God, I could make money. Like, this would be so cool. And fun fact, it didn't happen overnight. Nothing does. And if it did, everyone would freaking do it. But there's more to this than you might see. I always look at it kind of as like a personal growth plan for myself with a compensation plan attached to it. So, my mentor, she was like, you know what? Like, you signed up as a coach, which we're now partners with the company. She's like, you need to dive into personal development. I was like, I don't need personal development. I'm doing my workouts. Like, I'm following some nutrition. And lo and behold, personal development has been one of the key ingredients to me slowly progressing and building as a human. And that is one of the things that we are encouraged. It's not required, but I always encourage even my clients to find something that they want to work on and find a book that might help them, whether it's you read for 1 page or 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10. It's giving you something that you can implement potentially into your life and make it freaking better. So long story short, kind of to dive a little bit into where I'm at now and like where I started when I was coaching. Um, I was working 4 days at the salon and 2 days at the ski resort. So you can only see that I would have 1 day off. And I was starting to slowly work this business too. So I didn't have a lot of time. So I was giving like maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day to this business. Um, and it was not, I mean, it was not easy. It still is not easy. I'm still always learning, progressing, and growing. But 2020 hit COVID, right? I'm just trying to fast forward here and pinpoint things. I realized, like, you know what? This is like the thing. I could make this happen. I had a lot of time on my hand because stuff was shut down. So I just poured a lot of energy into this business. And I think so many people did as well. And some of those people are probably not here today. But goes to show this is a long-term vision that I have. And I was like, you know what? I want to go to the salon 3 days a week. I also don't want to go back to working at the resort. So what did I freaking do? Hustled my booty off. So there's like hustle points in this business, and there's like kind of like mellow, like going with the flow moments, just so you know. So it's not always hustle. I don't believe in like the full-blown hustle culture. But I hustled my butt off and made it a point to where my paychecks every single Thursday, so we get paid every week, equated 1 day at the salon. So therefore, I could take that day away. So after COVID, I went and I had this vision to only work at the salon 3 days a week and using my coaching as my fourth day at the salon. Therefore, now I have 3 days off to go freaking adventure, go live my freaking life. And that, my friends, is kind of where I'm at today. I'm working at the salon 3 days a week. I'm adventuring more and more as I can. I'm trying to slowly grow this business with more adventure women that actually want to freaking get out and adventure because when we go on road trips, I always make Colin drive. And that's when I crank out and do some of my best work because he's driving, he's not bugging me. I'm just laser focused. And then I'm done for the day. I can clock out. Like it is such a rewarding concept that we have a personal growth plan with a compensation plan attached to it. Anyways, that's my story. We're wrapping it up because it's now 10 minutes and I am done, but I can't wait to see you guys more.